everyone, this is Ruth from your Groton, New York Seed to Supper class, and we are going to demonstrate for you today how to plant a tomato in a bucket. I have mystery tomatoes at this point because it happens to me all the time when I'm dealing with bulk vegetable plants that I'm not quite sure how the label gets lost, but these are mystery tomatoes. But one thing I want to show you real quick, what's very interesting about these is that this one, if you see from the pod, and do you see all these little roots right here growing? I know for certain that this variety right here is probably some type of Roma, whether, I don't know which variety, but it's a paste. And I like Romas because you can make lots of good salsas with it. You can make, I really like them as an eating tomato because they're not as wet or have as much moisture as a typical eating tomato. I personally, it's just a preference thing. So anyway, I wanted to show you this about how these roots form on Romas, and it's a very interesting characteristic. So that is one way to tell if you have a Roma or some sort of garden eating tomato. Now here's another tomato that doesn't have that root growth on the base. So I'm fairly certain that this tomato right here is a variety of a garden tomato, which is not determinate, which means it'll give me tomatoes throughout the summer, which is kind of exciting, right? So I'm going to demonstrate for you today how to plant this Roma. Now this Roma, I have soil in this 5-gallon bucket. I cleaned it out per Diane's instructions with how to disinfect your bucket so you're not introducing microbes into the container and the vegetables that you have. And in this bucket right here, I kind of put my hand in and I kind of gently made a little bit of hole in the middle, just so I have some place to start. Now tomatoes can be planted fairly deep. And if you see this tomato right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch these lower leaves off right here. And even this one right here. And that leaves a substantial stem that's growing up. Now with this root ball here, we talked about this last week, about how some plants have root balls, and that what you want to do is you want to break that apart because you don't want the plant to strangle itself in its roots. So I broke open the bottom of this to relax it a little bit and encourage the roots to grow deeper and spread out. So it's kind of hard to do holding a phone and doing this at the same time. I discovered I need one of those nice little tools. Okay, so now I put the tomato in. I'm thinking, well, you know what? It could probably be even deeper in this bucket. So I'm going to pull it out gently, and I'm going to go deeper and pull out more soil. So it's a deeper hole. And I'm going to put it in. That is about right, because right now, that stem, when I bury it, will start to grow roots, and it'll provide a much healthier plant. So now I'm just going to kind of go in, backfill it with the soil. Now this soil is specifically blended for container gardening, which is kind of nice because it's not going to get as compacted. So now that I've kind of backfilled it in a little bit, I'm going to take my hand, I'm just going to give it a little push down, just to kind of seat it as an S-E-A-T, so it's not going to be wobbly. So there. What I have now is a Roma tomato plant that'll grow, and what I'm going to have is some Romas this summer in August, and I'll be able to make some salsa or, I don't know, something else fun. Maybe I'll roast them and put them in with something else. So that's pretty much it, how to plant a tomato plant in a 5-gallon bucket.